Welcome to another Meeples and Milkshakes Board Game Cafe unboxing video. Actually, this is not just an unboxing video. This is a here's the cafe video. We're outside. We just finished day. It's 10 o'clock p.m. on Saturday night and we're closed. We're cleaning up inside and we're also going to unbox a boatload of boxes of games. Lots of really cool games, but first, let's take a look at the Board Game Cafe because we're now open. Go in. When we're open, you'll see this beautiful sandwich board on the sidewalk. You come in. You have to watch our step because Lucas, who you remember from such hits as Lords of Waterdeep and Tiny Towns and unboxing playmats in the last video, he's cleaning up. And yeah, so here we go. Here's the cafe. You saw the library in some of our unboxing videos. And now Xavier, who is behind the camera, can give you a little bit of a tour of the cafe. So here we have retail. So the white shelves is retail. So we have tons and tons of games, all the stuff that's online. The goal is to have at least one of everything on our shelves here. That's going to be really hard to do once we unbox this next big shipment because it's huge. We have stuff that is smaller in this shelf over here. And then there's a little bit of stuff here up at the point of sale counter, and we have stuff that's hanging up on pegs over there, and we have some blister pack stuff and Keyforge decks and all of that. Yeah, so there's our kitchen. Now, here's our fancy dancy garbage cans. Up here we have one of our two dining and stay and play areas. So we have 5 tables up here. You can take a look at all of our sweet art on the walls, which we're so happy to have up on the walls now. It looks really cool. Lucas is doing an awesome job of putting away the chairs after having sanitized the tables. Particularly love the Mechanic Meeple poster there. We have some bathrooms down the hallway there. And over here we have 3 more tables, including one where we're going to be staging our unboxing video for tonight. So that's the cafe. We're super excited to have it open now. And we had tons of people in today. And we're very, very busy, and it was very exciting to be that busy. And we hope it will be that busy all the time. And if it is, then there's a bright future for the cafe. So let's see, let's get to the unboxing. Come with me. We have to cheat for the beginning of this unboxing because on the way home, now you guys know that I was away because Lucas did the last unboxing, and the reason for that is I had to attend to some family business in Victoria. On the way home, I stopped at one of our distributors that's in Surrey, and they gave me some stuff to bring home that I had already ordered, that they had ready for me, so instead of waiting for them to ship it, I just brought it home. So they didn't actually seal the boxes like we usually have because they knew I was just putting it in my car, so they were kind of cheating here. The first stuff we're going to show you is just a whole bunch of D&D spell cards. We have one of everything that they had. So there's Xanathar's Guide, Martial Powers and Races, Cleric, Paladin, you name it. If they had it, we have it now. There's the Curse of Strahd, Taroka deck, Arcane, Druid, Ranger, Bard, Monster cards, Creature and NPC cards, Epic Monster cards, Magic item cards. These are sweet. Nice big deck. So all of that D&D stuff is now going to be listed on the site and is available in store. Let's move from that box to the next one. Next up, I don't know if we unboxed this yet. It has been in the store for a little bit, but I don't know if we showed it in a video. We do have Marvel United. We have a couple copies left. The retail edition of Marvel United. The CMON game with very cool chibi style sculpts. Also, I've already opened one of these and put it in our library, but this is the copy that will be for sale. This is Burger Up. This is a burger ingredient stacking game, and it's a heck of a lot of fun. I played this at the new Board Game Cafe in Victoria while I was there. And yeah, so you have a bottom bun. Everybody has these bottom buns, and then These top buns are like the orders that say which ingredients you have to have in your burger. You'll have a hand of ingredients and you're trying to collect the right ingredients, put them on your burger, score them for points, and it's a super, super fun game. I have not played Odin's Ravens. I've always wanted to, for some reason never got around to playing it. We now have a copy for the cafe and one for sale. This is an Osprey Games production. Very, very famous game, Odin's Ravens. Also a restock Sushi Go Party. We had sold out, so there is the party version of Sushi Go that plays up to 8 players, if I remember correctly. Yeah, 2 to 8 players. There we go. Okay, next up, a restock of Unmatched Cobble Fog, because we were sold out. This is a very popular new expansion for the Unmatched game, which has Invisible Man, Jekyll and Hyde, Dracula, and Sherlock Holmes in it. Plays 2 to 4 players. Even though this is an expansion, as I say before, I do think you can play this standalone. I don't think you have to have the base game to play this, because it does come with maps. I'm pretty sure you can just play this. You can mix up heroes and maps from any Unmatched set. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure you can just play this standalone. Great, great game. Next up, some D&D stuff again. Dungeon Master Screen Reincarnated, Volos Guide to Monsters, and the Curse of Strahd campaign book, which is, you know, one of the most popular of all of the campaign books, and for some reason we have not had it here. Now we do. Curse of Strahd. Next up, a restock of a game we had sold out of, Tekhenu, Obelisk of the Sun, by Danielle Tassini and David Turksey. Very, very cool game, and I believe this is part of the series that started with Teohan. There we go, so that's now back in stock. And next up, a copy of Pendulum. This one is going to be for the library. We have a copy that's for sale, and I really want this to be in our library. This game, oh, you can see here, first printing, they're actually numbered. This one, there's 12,000 copies in their first printing, and this is number 982, pretty neat. And this is a game that has had mixed reviews. I have of the opinion that this is going to grow in popularity over time, and I want people to be able to experience this at the cafe before they consider buying it. So this copy is going to be opened up and put in our cafe for people to give a try. This is a Stone Myers game production, by the way. They generally make excellent games, and so this game has sand timers, as I probably remember Lucas explaining in our last video. And it's very interesting mechanics in this game. I'm looking forward to playing it. Next up, we have the Isle of Cats Late Arrivals expansion. We have more of these coming, but right now I only picked up 1 copy. The other 2 are going to get shipped to me next week. This is the expansion for Isle of Cats, and this is for a customer of ours who's been waiting for it very patiently all year. It's taken 5 months since we've ordered it to get it in. So that's the Late Arrivals expansion for Isle of Cats, which this customer can't believe isn't more popular. I think it is a very popular game, but I think it's been held back in popularity due to supply issues. And now that there's a big reprint coming out, I'm sure more people will be talking about the Isle of Cats. We have a bunch of copies coming in. A few of them are already spoken for, but you can reserve a copy emailing us info@meeples.ca, or maybe by that time it'll be on our website and you can just order it there, or just come into the store and hopefully we'll still have stock for you. But this is a very popular game. It will not last. I'm sure it'll be gone very soon, so do not delay. Sorry to say, we got as many copies as we could. But everybody, all the stores in Canada want this game because so many people have pre-ordered it. So let's get going with another box. This one is actually sealed. Oh, I think this is just another copy of Gloomhaven. Yeah. So we don't need to go any further into that other than to say Gloomhaven is the #1 game on Board Game Geek, and it's $132.95, and that is probably one of the best values there will ever be for a board game, because there's 100 scenarios plus in this box, and that's 100 plus nights of fun for just $132.95. You do not get that much value out of many games, but this is a massively heavy game. This box is 30 pounds. So that's very cool. Another copy of Gloomhaven in stock now. Here we have just one copy of Mariposas that I actually pre-ordered personally back in January. I knew this was going to be a popular game, so even months before we got a building to open our cafe, I pre-ordered a couple of copies because I knew we were going to want it. So there it is. We do have it on the shelf already in stock, but this copy that I bought from an unnamed store took a very long time to get to me. It took over a month from the time it was released, but you know, stores get busy, so what can you say? Okay, so here we have a restock of Codenames games, Duet, Codenames, and Codenames Pictures. Of course, Codenames is the classic now word guessing game, super fun for 2 to 8 players, and Pictures is the pictures version. So instead of guessing words, you're guessing what a picture. Well, you're given a clue and you're guessing which pictures fit the clue. And then there's a 2-player version called Duet, which is really neat as well. So that's back in stock. First of all, in this shipment we have, oh, I can't even get it out. I have to get this out first. What is this? Let's look at this first of all. Individually fancily wrapped. Ah, I see. We have a couple copies of Keyforge Tales from the Crucible. This is a anthology of short stories, if I remember correctly, about the world of Keyforge. Very cool. Then a restock of L.L.A.M.A, the card game. A great 2 to 6 player game, ages 8 and up. I have still not played this, believe it or not. I talk about it all the time that I want to play it. Still hasn't gotten around to it, but I will, I promise. Because I want to tell you all about it, because all my friends keep telling me, you still haven't played this? Come on, Jim, you got to play this game. I know I do, I know I do. L.L.A.M.A the card game, can't wait to play it. Now I can get this out. The XXL version of Codenames. Bigger clue cards and everything, so that you know, if you're playing on a big table, the people who are far away can see them, and maybe those of us like me who have trouble seeing can read the pictures from a regular distance. So there we go. Codenames XXL now available for the first time. Meeples Milkshakes. Another game now available for the first time, Qwirkle. This is a brand new game that is getting a lot of press. It's a 2-player game, 20-minute play time. Looks very nice. I like the components, and yeah, it looks like a very easy to learn game from what I've heard. And well, I think it actually says it right on the box. Yeah, easy to learn. So very cool. Looking forward to trying this. We're gonna put 1 copy in the library and have 1 copy available. Next up, we have a couple special orders for Star Wars Legion. We have the Stap, is it Stap Riders? Yeah. And Republic AT-RT unit expansion. These are special ordered. As I've said before, we don't stock a big variety of Legion, just have the base game in stock. We just don't have the space for it. As you probably saw at the beginning of this video, we're pretty space constrained. Yep, there's our retail section. You can see all the games we've been unboxing over there. We don't have room for it, but we can special order stuff. These are brand new, like they literally just released this week. They're actually on Friday. So you can get them from us as soon as you can get them from anywhere else, basically. It's just that you're not gonna find it on our shelf. You're gonna need to ask us for it, but you know, we can get it. Next up is Sanctum. We have 2 copies of that. I have not played Sanctum. Somebody asked for it. I think one of them is special ordered. And we have 2. And I don't know, I'm looking at the back of the box. Let me flip it over so you can see it too. I think this looks super cool, personally. And I am looking forward to trying this. I think one of these might go in the library, actually, because this looks really fun. Hack and slash strategy game. What a gorgeous looking game. Very cool. Sanctum. And then, oh, that's heavy. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, this is Black Rose Wars, a game for 2 to 4 players, ages 13 to adult, by Ludus Magnus Studio. And it's a heavy box. I read about this when I first ordered it, but I've since forgotten too many details, unfortunately. It says here it's a competitive fantasy game of deck building, strategy, and combat set in a hectic universe of Nora Atas. Each player's powerful mage of the Black Rose Order who aspires to become a new Grand Master in order to acquire the mighty power of the Black Rose artifact and the forgotten magic. Very cool. So the mage with the most power at the end of the battle will be crowned Grand Master. This looks neat, and it is a 2 to 4 player game. So one of these will be available for sale, meeples.ca and or in store, whoever gets it first. And then, wow, we have been waiting a long time for these to come in for a couple customers who've each ordered these, one of these, fully loaded devices pack and the Hotshot and Aces reinforcement pack. These look really cool. They're a bunch of cards, basically. I don't think there's ships in here, which is why, you know, they would, if there were ships in there, it would look different, the packaging. But some neat expansions for the X-Wing 2.0 system. Oh, check it out. Look at that. Flat Out Games and AEG present Calico, puzzly tile laying game of quilts and cats. There we go. Let's take a look at the back of that nice one and the front. Okay. So, Calico is a gorgeous spatial puzzle game for the whole family. Players are quilters competing to create the coziest, most beautiful quilts. Turns are simple. Sew patches into your quilt by drafting and placing tiles onto your personal board. Earn victory points by sewing on buttons, fulfilling your design goals, and attracting cuddly cats to curl up on your quilt. This game, people have been waiting a long time for this to come out. Very exciting. And I'm very excited. And one of these is going in the cafe library, and the rest are going to be for sale. So that's Calico. Ooh. Qwirkle Cubes. Mix, match, roll, and win. I have never played Qwirkle Cubes. I have only played Qwirkle, which is this one here. I love Qwirkle. Qwirkle is like a domino style game, and it is so fun. It's in the library, and now we have it for the first time for sale, which I'm very happy about. And then Qwirkle Cubes. I've heard about this so many times and never seen it at a store for some reason and never played it. And I can't wait. This is like a rolling dice version of Qwirkle Cubes, which actually somebody was talking to me about it a couple of days ago, saying how much they enjoyed it, and I was saying, well, we're getting it in real soon. So here it is, Qwirkle Cubes. First up, we have a restock of Dominion, the quintessential deck building game. Then we have some restocks of exit games that we had run out of. Stormy Flight, House of Riddles, Pharaoh's Tome, Abandoned Cabin, Mysterious Museum. These are the single play only exit room games that are super fun and very affordable. I think they're $13.95 each. And so here's a whole bunch of them. They're available. We have a nice display, actually, that they all fit into. I have a restock of Smartphone Inc. We had sold out of that. So there we go. Another copy of Smartphone Inc., the 1 to 5 player game. I have a restock of Santa Monica, which we were running low on. We only had a couple copies left, so there's another one. We had somebody play that at the cafe tonight, so it's actually in quarantine right now, over in the quarantine area. If you can see that, but right back there, there is our quarantine area where all the games go that get played during the day, and they sit there for a day until they come back out on the shelf for safety, health and safety reasons. And then we have Can't Stop. This game is super fun. I was playing this game when I was a little kid. You might remember this game. You roll dice and you add up this total of 2 dice, and you're trying to move up on the different tracks, one for each possible combination of numbers from 2 dice. And you're trying to get to the top of the rows before other people do. This game is a heck of a lot of fun. And we had the Can't Stop Express version. It's a little travel version, but here is the full version of the game. First time we've had that, Meeples and Milkshakes. And finally, been waiting all year for this. This is the Spiel des Jahres winning game. Pictures from Rio Grande Games. This is a 3 to 5 player game that takes 30 minutes. And you'll see that this is a very, very unique game. Let's, I have not played this yet because it's literally the first time I've ever laid hands on this game. Pictures is a quick playing family game with very simple rules. Form the image on your secret picture card with one set of components, either shoelaces, color cubes, icon cards, sticks, and stones, or building blocks in such a way that the other players guess what image you have pictured. So you pull out a marker from the bag that determines your secret picture. So maybe it's like C3 or something like that. And then you rebuild that image with your components in such a way that it's recognizable. And you have to choose one of the kind of components, I believe. And then people have to guess what you made. And this is, like I said, the Spiel des Jahres, which means it's the game of the year in Germany. And the Spiel des Jahres is pretty much widely recognized as like the Oscars, Academy Awards of the board game world. So this is an amazingly good game that's family friendly, and it plays in about half an hour. For ages of 14 and up, they say, which is a little bit older than I was expecting, honestly, for a Spiel des Jahres winning game. I think you could probably play with slightly younger people than 14, but it is a very interesting game, and we are so happy to have this. So one of them is going in the library, and 3 of them, at least, will be for sale. I can't remember how many they actually shipped us. We asked for quite a few. I think we got quite a few, but we'll find out when we open more boxes. So here's 4 in total. Hopefully we have a number more. All right, so here we have Stratego Classic, the classic 2-player game of Stratego, which is actually kind of hard to get. We waited all year for this to come out as well. This is the first time we've been able to get it. It was always sold out at the distributor. Also have a copy of Rummikub, the 6-player special edition. We do have Rummikub in our library, and now we have a copy for sale. We have 2 copies of Queen Domino, which sadly I haven't played. I have played King Domino, and I've heard Queen Domino is like a more advanced version of King Domino, with actually quite a bit more advanced version of King Domino. King Domino is a super basic game, and it was a Spiel des Jahres winner, bought by the same designers, Bruno Cathala and Cyril Bouquet. And yeah, so let's show you the back of one, of course, so you can see. Very neat game. And yeah, so this is the first time we've had it, because this is a blue-orange game, and blue-orange is only distributed by one distributor in Canada, and this is the first order that we've received from them. So there we go, Queen Domino, finally available. And Detective Club, which I have not played, but every time, and I mean every time I go into the Board Game Cafe in Victoria, I see somebody playing this, and they rave about it there. Absolutely love it. This is a social deduction party game featuring beautiful, surreal artwork and intriguing player interactions. And I am excited about this. I can't remember if we ordered more than one, but if we only got one, this is going in the library for sure, because I know this will be a hit in our library. So Detective Club. Wow. That's that game that people ask me for. So cool. Super Skill Pinball 4K. I have at least 2 of these. Well, 2 of these for sure are special ordered. I don't know if I have any more, to be honest. I don't know about this game. It's a roll and write, and it looks very cool. WizKids makes this. It's a 1 to 4 player game. Roll and write game that brings the excitement of pinball arcades to your table. No reflexes required. In 4K, you'll play on one of 4 different tables, each with its own challenges and bonuses. Very cool. So, 2 people asked me for this. I hope I ordered more, but I honestly don't remember. So there we go. welcome back to the dungeon. I have not played this yet, but this is a sequel to Welcome to the Dungeon. I don't think it's an expansion. I think this is a set, like a sequel. So welcome back, or Welcome to the Dungeon is a really fun push your luck game. And I think this also is, simple and subtle push your luck game in which you'll need to adopt a show of bravado or outwit your opponents. Very, 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 very fun game. And I know the initial version is in our library. Maybe I ordered this for the library too, I'm not sure. But we'll see, might show up on the site. Have a restock of Ganz Schön Clever, or That's Pretty Clever in English. One of my favorite roll and write games. This one is by Wolfgang Warsch, if I remember correctly, who does so many, yes it is, he does so many awesome games. This one is also in our library, and I have played this like probably 50 or 100 times. I love it, love this game. Got a restock of Cartographers. We weren't sold out of Cartographers, but wanted to make sure that we were stocked up on it. This is a flip and write game. And you can play any number of players with this, whereas Ganz Schön Clever is really scaled up to like 4 players. Any number of players can play this. You just need a sheet for each player. Very, very fun game where you're drawing a map based on the terrain that gets drawn off the top of the deck each turn. Very, very fun. Next up, we have a restock of Power Grid Deluxe. I think we have that on the shelf right now. Yeah, there it is, way up on the top of the shelf. And now we have another one. Just wanted to make sure we weren't going to run out. I mean, here's what we're doing. You see this huge restock, right? And what we're doing is getting geared up for the holiday season, because that's coming soon. And we don't want to be caught shorthanded of all those awesome games that we know that people are going to want for the holiday season. So there's a whole lot of games here. We're going to have to figure out where to put them all, because we don't have a lot of room. But we needed these games here, and we're really excited to have an even better selection. We already had an awesome selection, and now we have even more. So here's Fireball Island, another copy of that, I think. Yeah, there was one on the shelf, but here's another one. And I have to say, this box feels stronger than the versions that I have handled in the past. So maybe this is a new printing that has a more sturdy box, because I know that they received some criticism for the flimsy box top in the old version of it, or what I'm guessing now is the old version, because this feels much more sturdy. Awesome. This, of course, is the remake by Restoration Games of the 1980s games of the game of the same name, Fireball Island. Very neat looking game on their table. Next up, for the first time, we have Betrayal Legacy. If you like Betrayal House on the Hill, here is a legacy version of this, and I have heard only good things about this game. In fact, I was talking with somebody this week who played through this and really, really loved it. It's designed by Rob Davow, who did Pandemic Legacy, and I think he did Risk Legacy as well, which is right here. Let me just, here it is, Risk Legacy, another legacy game. I'm not sure if it actually says on the box who designed it, but I'm pretty sure Rob Davow did this one as well. And this is a legacy version of Risk, and so by legacy, of course, I mean every game is going to permanently change the board and the game. So every game will be slightly different, because the games before it will have affected the way that the game is played in the future. Very cool. So it says, note, what's done can never be undone. That's very true in Risk Legacy, and probably in Betrayal Legacy as well. I know that was certainly the case in Pandemic Legacy. And then Axis and Allies. Oh, this is heavy. This is great. I grew up playing Axis and Allies, and there have been so many versions of it since. I think the 1942 second edition is the closest thing to the version that I played back in the 80s and 90s, or maybe, yeah, late 80s and early 90s as a kid. I love this game, 2 to 5 player World War II strategy game. Lots and lots of fun. And also, restock of the non-legacy version, Betrayal at House on the Hill. Second edition of that by Avalon Hill. Very, very fun game where you and your friends are going through a house trying to find what you, well, just discover what's in the house, and then all of a sudden a haunt will happen, and one of you is going to turn into a traitor, or the betrayer in this case, in this game, and you'll have to defeat that person. And there's a scenario book. Each game has a potentially different ending. The way that the haunt happens is there's a whole book of like 40 something different ways that it can go down. Very, very fun game. And then also a restock of Air, Land, and Sea, which I have actually now played. I'm so happy to say that I've played Air, Land, and Sea. This is a very, very simple 2-player game. And I now see, I mean, I knew it was popular, and I knew that it was getting amazing reviews. This is a John Perry design game. But now that I've played it, I can't say enough good things about this game. It's so fun, so easy to teach, so quick to play. It says here on the box 20 minutes. I think you can actually definitely get it done in 20 minutes, to be perfectly honest. It's that easy. And yeah, just can't wait to actually, I'm not sure if we have a copy in the library, and we might have to put one in the library. There it is, but it should definitely be in the library. You might even put 2 in the library, honestly, because it's that fun. Definitely going to be on our list of games to recommend to people who are looking for a fast game for 2 people. Air, Land, and Sea. Whoa, that's a thicker box than I was expecting. This is Planet, Blue Orange Games is Planet. Very neat game. You're putting all the tiles on this, I don't know what you call it, this tetrahedron. And very neat game. A friend of mine swears by this game, says it's a heck of a lot of fun for his family to play. And now that we're getting Blue Orange Games, now we have it too, Planet. I think this one, if it's the only one, it's going in the library, but if we have more, it'll be for sale. Also now we have access to Set through that distributor. Set is a classic game of pattern matching. I'm awful at this game. I probably would have been better at it when I was younger, but my addled mind can't keep up with those young whippersnappers who can just find those sets super fast. And it is so fun though. It's honestly good game. And you just want to play it with people who are like around the same speed as you, because it's not that fun to be totally outclassed by somebody in this game, because it's really hard to catch up. But even still, is a very interesting game, and I do believe we have a copy in the library. Oh wow, Sequence. I'm pretty sure we have Sequence in the library. This is the deluxe edition. It plays up to 12 players. Wow. I think the version we have is not the deluxe version. It just plays up to 6 players. I don't know how you'd play 12 players with Sequence, but this is a classic game, card game, and you're trying to make lines by playing cards with you're playing in teams of 2. At least in the 6-player version, you're playing with teams of 2. Maybe in this game, you're playing with teams of 4. I'm not sure. Very neat classic game that we now have available. Ooh, I just uncovered a neat game. Looking forward to that. Let's well, first we're gonna have to look at another neat game. This is an expansion for King Domino called Age of Giants. I have not played this expansion, but I would love to try it someday. I think this version will not be in the library, though. This will be for sale. This is Age of Giants. Then we have the travel size version of Qwirkle, and comes in a nice little travel pouch. There it is. I love Qwirkle, such a fun matching game. And then King Domino, which we talked about before, 2017 Spiel des Jahres winning game. Lovely little tile laying game. And you're trying to get areas of the same terrain type, and you multiply the number of tiles of that terrain type by the number of crowns that are on those tiles, and you're selecting those each turn, trying to get the ones you need, and you're competing for those tiles with all your opponents. It's a heck of a lot of fun. Very, very simple game to learn and play, and very quick as well. It says 15 minutes on the box, and I think that's about right. It's a very, very simple game. And then here we are with, wow, Waterloo Stratego, 200 years. Relive and refight the Battle of Waterloo. So this is a Waterloo version of Stratego. Comes in a massive box for Stratego, honestly. Wow. I have not played it, but it looked really neat when I was looking at it on the distributor site. And there it is. Here we have the Isle of Cats. So, as I said, I went to the distributor and picked this up on the way home from Victoria. And, oh, I can't even get them out. Oh, I gotta get one out. I gotta show this to you. Come on, get it out. There we go. I have more coming, but I only had room in the car for one box of them. This is competitive card drafting polyomino cat placement board game for 1 to 4 players. Supports solo and family play while offering challenges to the most experienced player. Just a cool game, and I can't wait to. We're finally going to be able to open one of these and put it on in the library, which means that I'm finally going to get to play it too. We had 3 copies earlier in the year, and they went really fast. And now we have some more. So that it's Isle of Cats. A couple of these are already spoken for, but the rest of them will go on sale, other than the one in the library, of course. All right, so we have a few more copies of Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion. And then there's a bunch of little things that they stuck in the last spot. So let's see what we got in here. Great job of packing these boxes nice and tight. So first of all, one more copy of the European expansion to Wingspan. We're running low on that. If you have Wingspan, I would definitely recommend getting this expansion. It adds some additional birds, some cool purple eggs, some new end of round bonus cards, new end game bonus cards, and some new blue powered birds that score between rounds, which is really fun. And these are European birds, whereas all the birds in the base game are from North America. Next up, we have a restock of Star Realms, really fun 2-player deck building game. Comes in a little box, but you can play this game 100 times probably and still not be sick of it. There's lots of expansions for it too, which we don't have, but we can special order them for you. Star Realms is really fun. I think this is the first time we've had Gloom in stock. This is the second edition of Gloom. I've played it once. It was a long time ago and I don't remember very much. I just remember these cool transparent cards. It's a really neat game actually, and I wish I had remembered more about it to tell you more, but one of these will be in the library and one of them will be for sale. Restock of Insider, the game which is so much fun. It's like 20 questions on steroids. And one of the people in your party secretly knows the word you're all trying to guess, but you don't know who that is. You're trying to figure out who that is while you're trying to guess the word. Lots and lots of fun. Insider from Oink Games. Little box, lots of fun. Then there is The Game, which is a 1 to 5 player game that takes about 20 minutes. Actually, you know what? I don't think this game takes 20 minutes. I think it's more like half an hour, to be honest. But it is really fun. There are cards in this box from numbers 1 to 100. There's 100 cards, and you're trying to play cards cooperatively with your friends onto 4 piles. There's 2 piles that start at 100, and you're playing cards in descending order on those piles, and then 2 piles that start at 1, and you're playing them in ascending order up to 100. And yeah, you're trying to play those cards in order, but you're drawing them back into your hand after your turn. You may not get the cards in the order you hope, and it's pretty tricky, but it's super fun. And if you do win, it feels super satisfying because it's quite hard to actually win the game. You don't really measure your success by winning or losing because you'll probably not win very often. Technically, it's more like how close did you get to winning. If you only have like 8 cards left out of the 100 at the end of the game, you're going to be super impressed and proud of yourself, honestly. But I have actually won this game maybe twice, and I did feel like $1 million when I did that. So I recommend this game. It's very fun. And The Mind, another game that is amazing and also has cards from 1 to 100, but plays completely differently. In this game, you and your friends are not allowed to talk at all. And you're not really supposed to even provide body language to each other. You're supposed to be real careful about that. And you're supposed to play your cards from your hand in ascending order. So at the start of the game, you've all got a hand of a certain number of cards, and whoever thinks they have the lowest card among everybody at the table should play that card down as soon as they can. And then if you think you have the next lowest card, you should play that card. And you want to play those cards before anybody with a higher card plays those cards. And you're trying to get all the cards from your hands played to the table without making a mistake of playing somebody playing a higher card than the card you have. It's very tough because, again, you're not allowed to talk. So it's just about getting that, you know, rhythm with your friends and figuring out how they play. Definitely takes a few plays to get into that rhythm with each group that you play with, but boy, is this heck of a lot of fun. It's just amazing. And then, of course, like I said, a restock of Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion, the amazing 25 scenario version of Gloomhaven that's only $49.99, one of the best values in board gaming history. It is a full Gloomhaven experience with a enhanced tutorial to teach you the game even easier than the full version. But instead of having like 100 scenarios for $132.95, you get 25 scenarios for $49.95, and it comes with 4 characters that are all distinct and not found in the full version of Gloomhaven. So it's a very, very cool experience. I can't recommend this one enough, and this one we needed to have a few more in stock, so now we do. Oh yay, thank goodness. We do have more copies of Detective Club. So there it is, there's Detective Club. 1 copy in the library, 2 for sale. Can't wait to try this one now that I know for sure. We'll put 1 in the library and have some for sale. Love this, everything about the idea of this game. Can't wait to play it. And also again, Blue-Orange Games, first time we've had these. This is Photosynthesis, which is one of the coolest looking games on the table. Here you can see what it looks like. It actually looks like that on the table. There's these 3D tree standees that you put on, and every round the sun is rotating around the table and casting a shadow in a certain direction, and the trees will grow based on their access to sun. So if you have a little tree that's stuck behind the shadow of a bigger tree, it's not going to get sun and it's not going to grow. But if your tree is in front of a bigger tree or not obscured by bigger trees, then it'll get some sun and it'll grow. And you want your trees to grow. And it's really, really cool game. Really neat mechanic. You have to plan ahead in this game. And it just looks awesome on the table, like I said. And this is in the library, and now we have it available for sale for the first time. And here we have King Domino Duel, which is the roll and write version of King Domino. I think some people would actually prefer King Domino Duel. Like maybe the first time, if you haven't played King Domino, you want the base version. But once you've played King Domino a bunch of times, like this is pretty much the same experience. It actually has a few extra mechanics from the base game that were, I think, originally found in Queen Domino. And so it's pretty neat. For a quick roll and write game, they did an amazing job on this. We do have this in the library, and I definitely recommend picking this up. This is an awesome stocking stuffer and a super fun game that plays so quick. And it's a I think it's a 2-player game, right? Yep, 2-player game, 20 minutes it says. There it is, King Domino Duel. Awesome game. Oh yes, okay, so answering another question, we have another copy of Planet, so 1 will be in the library and 1 will be for sale. Here's another copy of the King Domino Age of Giants expansion, and Tri-ominos. I forgot I ordered this, to be quite honest. But why not? Tri-ominos. So this will be for sale. Yeah, Tri-ominos. It's a classic family game. 40th anniversary edition. Wow, very cool. Oh, wow, finally. Many videos ago I said that the very first games that I pre-ordered ever for the store were Floor Plan and Welcome to New Las Vegas. Floor Plan ended up getting delayed. It was supposed to be out in the spring, but here it is. This is by, I think, well, it's by the same company as Welcome to. I can't remember if it's by the same designer right now, but it's a really neat game where you're drawing out a floor plan of a house and you're scored on the quality of it. And boy, does this look cool. It's a roll and write game. And so we have 1 copy for the cafe and 3 for sale. Deepwater Games Floor Plan. Have a restock of Flashpoint Fire Rescue, a cooperative game for 2 to 6 players. have another restock, even though Lucas did one in the last video, of Lords of Waterdeep and Scoundrels of Skullport, the quintessential expansion for Lords of Waterdeep. And we wanted to, you know, we've generally been restocking one at a time and then it sells out and I have to get it again. This time I thought let's have two in stock so that we don't go without for a short time. So there we go. We were almost sold out of Fox and the Forest Duet. I think we had one copy left. So now we have some more. This is probably our favorite two-player game of the year that came out in the last year. This is a great cooperative trick-taking game and with some spatial elements, and it's very, very fun. Really easy to learn and play, and then has some it can get progressively harder. There's some different difficulty levels for when you master the basic level. Lots of great art in this game, and very, very fun. Renegade and Foxtrot have a winner with this one. Can't remember, I think we've had Istanbul before. Yes, we have. And here's a restock of Istanbul, which is the or actually the Kennerspiel winner from 2014. Connoisseur Game of the Year. And very, very fun game. I've played it a couple times and quite like it. It's Istanbul. Ooh, neat. This is the first time I think we've had Wildlands. Pretty sure this is the first time we've had Wildlands. This was one of my favorite new games from last year. It's a combat game. It's like you got some cool minis on the map, and you're moving them around and trying to outduel your opponents. And some very cool card mechanics in this game. It's a lot of fun. It's a Martin Wallace game, and he's a great designer, and Osprey puts out only good games as far as I'm concerned. I actually 3D printed some, custom designed and 3D printed some pieces for this to make it even better. In the base game, it comes with, in the game in the box, it comes with some cubes that you're supposed to use to track damage on individual characters, and we found that a bit tricky because you'd be looking around the table for the cubes to try to guess, okay, I see 3 cubes on that character card there, and he has 6 hit points, so they have 3 left. But then of course all your opponents see that you're looking at their characters, so they might plan their moves differently because they think you're going after them. So I built some 3D printed some little rings to go underneath the characters so that you could more conspicuously look around the state of the game, and that was a really fun project for me last year when I got a 3D printer. If you have any interest in that kind of thing for Wildlands, let me know and I can 3D print you some. Super fun to do 3D printing. We have this in the cafe, and I can't remember if we've ever had it for sale, but here's, I think this is new for us, Paranormal Detectives. Kind of in the Mysterium Obscurio genre of games, and also kind of a bit like Pictures, or maybe Pictures is a bit like this, that you're using different physical components to give clues to people trying to solve a murder. Very, very fun game. I've played this a couple times and had a lot of fun with it. A restock of the expansion 1.1 update for Smartphone Inc. There it is. And another restock of Tiny Towns, which is just an awesome game for up to 6 players. We love this game here, and sell quite a bit of it. Happy to keep on bringing it in because it's so fun. And Clank in Space, a slightly but not hugely more complex version of Clank, which is a really fun deck building adventure game. This one of course is set in space, so a spaceship to be more accurate, and is a lot of fun. It's a push your luck deck building adventure game. Very, very fun with some new mechanics. So if you've been playing Clank a lot and want some new experience, then give Clank in Space a try. All right, so one more copy of Aquilin, which we talked about earlier. We have a restock of Targi, which is a really good, really good 2-player game. This is a medium to heavy, maybe heavy medium weight 2-player game. Just really good. I finally had the chance to play it for the first time earlier this year. I've played it a few times now and absolutely love it. Yeah, there it is, more of that. This is for the library. Pitch Car Mini. Pitch Car is so fun. It's a dexterity game where you're flicking little cars on a racetrack that you get to build. This is the mini version and it will fit on our tables. The full version Pitch Car is a much bigger box and it will not fit on our tables. Like, you need a massive table. Even, you know, like a kitchen island is generally not big enough for Pitch Car. We don't have the room. Like we have tables for 6. They're 6 feet long, but that still won't fit Pitch Car. But this will fit on our tables, and it's a heck of a lot of fun. And we finally have that. Another cartographers. Some more exit games. Oh, I think this is the first time we've had villagers. This is a really neat game that I kickstarted originally, and we have it in the library. It's a card drafting tableau building game for 1 to 5 players. Oh, there on the bottom of the box you can see a little bit about it. Some really nice art in this game. It's a quite simple game to learn and play. Definitely worth checking out if you like deck building games. And as you can see, there's a video to learn how to play it from Rodney Smith, Watch It Played. I'm pretty sure we've had Smash Up before, but if not, it's new. This is a really cool game where you mix up 2 different factions and shuffle them into a deck, and then try to defeat your opponents against their shuffled up decks. It's really fun. Smash Up. Now, when Wayfinders first came out, I remember being very smitten by it, but it's been a while, and this is the first time we've had it, and I can't really tell you too much about it except that I know people have been talking a lot about this and enjoying it, and I'm really excited to give this a try. I think there might be another copy. I hope there's at least 1 more copy in the boxes that follow. There's 3 more boxes to go. We had somebody asking about this earlier today, and we didn't have it because we hadn't unboxed it yet. Qwirkle Legacy, the legacy version of Qwirkle. I know people that have played through this whole campaign with their family and had a lot of fun. So now we have it as well, and you can get it from us. Restock of Robinson Crusoe. We had run out of this one. This is a cooperative game, if I remember correctly. Oh man, I still haven't played this one. I really wish I could play it. Robinson Crusoe. Restock of Dune. We just sold a copy of that. I think we might be sold out until this restock. Yeah, we were. So there we go, just in time, a new copy of Dune to go on the shelf. I am going to start powering through this because it is, what time is it as I'm doing this? It's 11:30 p.m. We've been at this for an hour and a half, and I'm getting tired, and there's a lot to go through, and if you're still watching this, thank you. But here's Castle Panic. I think this one will be for sale. I think we already have a copy for the library from our last time we got this. Restock of Space Base, which is a great game. I actually prefer it to Qwirkle, but some people prefer Qwirkle over this. They're very similar games. Love this game. People roll dice every turn, and you get to pay attention to their dice roll every turn because you get some stuff too, potentially, depending on what cards you have. Another copy of Targi. Another copy of the Catacombs of Horror. This is the special 2-part exit game. All right, we have a restock of Call to Adventure, which, well, I think we did have 1 copy left maybe, but now we have more. This is a great adventure game. And we have a restock of Clank. This is the original version of Clank, the adventure game. Really, really fun push your luck adventure game. We have, let's see, 6 more copies of Air, Land, and Sea in here. So that's a restock of 8 copies for us. Very cool, because this game is awesome. Then we have the Prosperity expansion for Dominion. There's a bunch of expansions for Dominion, and this is one of them. It has a bunch of new types of cards to add to your game. Flamme Rouge is a great racing game. You're racing bikes in this game, and you have to manage your hand of cards because there's different speeds of cards, and you need to make sure you don't peter yourself out, and you need to be able to get to the end. You don't want to get exhausted. Very fun game. This game I have not played yet, Forbidden Sky. This is from the series of like Forbidden Island and Forbidden Desert. I have not played it yet, but given that it's a forbidden game, it's a cooperative game, and probably very good because all those forbidden games are great. Terraforming Mars is pretty much my favorite game, I would say at this point. That's not like an ultra heavy game, but of like regular games that people enjoy. This is my favorite, Terraforming Mars. Great game. Sonora is my very favorite flick and write game. It's also the only flick and write game, so that's not hard to accomplish that feat, but it is very fun. And I have played it once, and I will play it many more times if I have a choice. Lots and lots of fun. Even though there is some dexterity involved in this game, it's not that luck-based. There's still strategy, and you don't have to be super dexterous to do well at this. It's not really the point of the flicking. It's very, very intelligently done. Well done, Pandasaurus. And Chronicles of Crime is a cool game. It's app-assisted, and you're trying to solve a crime with your friends. And there are more and more expansions coming out for this, and it's very well received. It has the seal of excellence from the Dice Tower, and that means you can trust that it's an awesome game. Cool. We have this in our library, but it's the first time we've had it in store. This is a bluffing, press your luck player elimination game. Plays very quick, so don't worry about the player elimination part. Plays in 20 minutes or less. And you're trying to get your little guy swimming faster than the shark that's trying to bite off all your limbs. Really, really fun, cute game. And this is the deluxe version that comes in a nice tin. And yeah, and really nice components in this game too. Had this one in my collection for years, and we've always enjoyed it. We have restocks of Point Salad, which is maybe the easiest to teach modern board game in the world. There's very few that are simpler to teach and play. And yet this is an absolute winner of a game. All the people that I know that play this game, like they're, you know, serious hobby gamers, and they all love this, even though it's not, you know, heavy game or anything like that. It's so much fun, and you can. This is a great gateway game too. You can teach this to your non-gaming friends in like a minute or less, and play a game in 15 minutes, and they'll be hooked and they'll want to play again right away. It's that good. I have a restock of Sagrada, the very beautiful stained glass window game that has a bunch of miniature dice in it. It's a little bit thinky, but not too thinky, and it's a lot of fun. I have played this dozens of times and absolutely love it. I ordered one more copy of Pendulum than I thought I did, so that's cool. We have 2 copies for sale now and 1 for the library. That's great. The new Stonemaier game. We also have a couple more restocks of the Wingspan European expansion. We have a lot of Wingspan in stock now because we ordered a bunch last time, and we don't want to be out of stock of the European expansion because we know people like to buy both at the same time. Also a restock of Charterstone, which is a super great legacy worker placement game by Jamie Stegmaier, Stonemaier Games, for up to 6 players. I've played through this whole campaign twice. Absolutely love it. And then we have a couple Dungeons and Dragons adventure games. This is Assault of the Giants. Very neat game. This is for 3 to 6 players. This one comes in a great big box. And then another even bigger box. This is Temple of Elemental Evil. Neverwinter, get your in-game items code inside. Very neat. And let's see, how many players is this? This is 1 to 5 players. Big box Dungeons and Dragons Adventure. Then we have, this is for the library. This is Schotten Totten, which is also made by GMT under the name Battle Line. It's a fun little card game. And then finally we have King of Tokyo, which is, like, I like to call this a Yahtzee monster Yahtzee game. Basically a battle monster Yahtzee game. It's really fun. Been around for a long time. Richard Garfield game. And yeah, so there we go. Another copy of that in stock. And let's see, we have 1 more big box and then 2 more little boxes. So let's look at those little boxes first, and then we'll get to the one last big box. Oh yes, okay. This is for the library. This is the European expansion to On Tour. And On Tour is normally played in a United States map, but now there's a European map for On Tour, which is a really fun flip and write game. I kickstarted this quite a while ago. It's finally in. So BoardGameTables.com makes this one. This one is from Riot Games. So this, I believe, is their new game, which I ordered for the store and the cafe. Well, that's weird. I don't know why they would send them separately. I ordered 5 copies of it. You can see there on the order it says quantity 5. and yet there's one in the box. So I'll have to ask them what's going on there. Tellstones, King's Gambit, nice little box. Very, very simple strategy game in this box. Really nice looking box, actually. And we're gonna have to find out what happened to the other 4. You know, I'll bet you, I've made this mistake before actually in the past. Somebody ordered 2 copies of a game, and it was silver and gold actually. And I only sent them 1 because I'm used to people ordering 1 copy of a particular game, and I just messed up and I sent them 1, and then they're like, hey, I asked for 2. And I'm like, oh, I made a mistake. So most people probably order 1 copy of this game. They probably don't order 5. And so I probably just made a simple mistake like I've done in the past. So I can excuse that. Hopefully they'll send me the other 4 very soon, since I did pay for 5, of course. So there we go, that's Tellstones. Now the last big box to open tonight. So there's the follow-up to That's So Clever, called Twice as Clever. Has some new mechanics, same core game style, but new dice colors, new mechanics. Really, really fun. I like both equally as much. Some people prefer the original. I actually like this one just as much as the original. Pictomania, got a restock of that. I still have not played Pictomania, but we do have it in the cafe library. Ooh, I think we were down to our last copy of Undaunted Normandy, so I'm glad we got a restock of that. Has the Dice Tower Seal of Excellence. Great game. We have another copy of Control, which somebody was playing at the cafe today or yesterday? Yesterday. And it's a really cool looking game. It's actually been played multiple times since we've been open. Shinobi Clans. Wow. We have this in our library. Somebody had asked about it recently. I don't think this was special ordered for them, but I was just reminded about it. And I thought, yeah, we should get that in. That's a great game. This is a really, really fun game. It's been years since I played it, honestly, but just every time we play this game, we really love it. And we always say, you know what, we should play this game more often. It's so good. And do check this out. Look for some reviews online. And if you're interested, we have a copy. We had opened Forbidden Sky earlier, and here's the original Forbidden Island and the follow-on Forbidden Desert, both great cooperative games. And they come in these nice tins. Next up, Spyfall 2. I have not played this, but I do like Spyfall, and hopefully Spyfall 2 is also very good. It's a party game, and lots of fun. And I can't say too much about Spyfall 2, unfortunately, since I haven't played it. And we have some restocks of Letter Jam, which is the cooperative word game, which is also really fun and plays up to 6 players, which is cool. There's another Twice as Clever. I'll just tell you right now, this is mine. It's the first time that I've ordered a pop for myself from a distributor. I have a very, very, very small collection of pops that are near and dear to me, and I absolutely love Star Trek Discovery, and so I bought myself a pop. Don't judge me, please. Exploding Kittens, some more of that. I'm sure people will be looking for that for stocking stuffers for Christmas, and we are making sure we have those kind of games available. We also have the Not Safe for Work version in this shipment. Even more exit games. Oh, just one more, and then even more Silver and Gold, which we talked about a little earlier. Somebody liked it so much they ordered 2, and here's more. This is one of our favorite new games of the last year. It is a flip and write game. You get to write directly on the cards with these dry erase markers, which is really fun. Very, very easy to learn and play game, but super fun nonetheless. Another copy of That's So Clever. A restock of The Resistance, which is a really good social deduction game. A restock of Munchkin, which is the fairly mean but still fun game by Steve Jackson Games. Restock of Paladins of the West Kingdom, which is an awesome worker placement game, and I get into arguments with some of my friends because some people like this more than Architects of the West Kingdom, and some people like Architects better. I think they're both great. You know, if you can have arguments like that, then you're got a good life, right? Machikoro, restock of that. This is the 5th anniversary edition of Machikoro. And last but certainly not least, a very, very good game, another Stonemaier game, the Essential Edition of Viticulture, which is about making and selling wine. And it plays up to 6 players, and it's a worker placement game, and it is a heck of a lot of fun, and one that you'll want to play over and over again. And boy, it's just a really quality game, and it scales well. I think it plays best at 3 or 5 players particularly. There's some, in the rules, certain things become available at different quantities at 3 players and 5 players. I think it's best at those numbers, but I've played it at 4 and 6 and also enjoyed those. It does even play Solitaire. I have not played at Solitaire or at 2 players, but I have no reason to think it wouldn't be good at any of those player counts. It's just a great game all around, is Viticulture. All right, so that was a ludicrously large unboxing video because we got a big holiday order in so that we would have a great selection of games for you, and definitely have some additional copies of favorites that we've had at the store this year to make sure that we've got everything you need over the next few months. So thanks for watching this great big long video. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button, and also please do subscribe, hit the bell, and also share this with your friends and tell them that hey, the Board Game Cafe is open now, and you can even send them share this video to them, and they'll get to see a little tour at the beginning of this video, and they'll know a little bit more what this is about. Again, you can come into the cafe and play games now. As you probably saw in the video, we have these giant plexiglass dividers between tables to help keep everybody safe. And we've done everything we can to make this a safe and hospitable environment. We're getting rave reviews about our food and drinks, and we hope to see you at the cafe soon. So thanks again for watching. Have a great one. Talk to you later. Bye.